Well, everyone, welcome back to another Wildewitch RP Live Play TTRPG session. Oh, luckily, that's not helping. What is Wildewitch RP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple. We're a couple who love sharing stories. So much so that we created our own company, so that way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And today, we're playing D&D. This session features the Stygian Turn, a tense and terrifying story set in our very own Velenora campaign world, where the cold northern city of Arlecha is overrun by carnivorous undead. Will our heroes survive the apocalypse, or this apocalypse, or will they be devoured and transformed into horrific monsters? With us at the table, we do have several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes, as they are, well, trapped, currently. But, we'll begin with an introduction for Callus.
Hello, my name is Brent. I'll be playing Callus Darkwind. He's a smug Air Genasi rogue. He has a thin build, and he's new to the city of Arlecha on assignment from his guild. He's not super thrilled with how everything's going. Things are falling apart all around him very quickly, and he's still on a search for his target, Alandriel Sunweaver.
Well, you did get a new target.
Oh yeah, we have a new target.
A one father, Adine.
I didn't update my notes.
Yep. Next up for the introductions, why don't we learn of Anansi?
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm playing Anansi. She's a goblin rogue. She's quick, she's sneaky, she blends in. I don't think I've had to do an introduction for her once, so we're winging it.
Hell yeah. Alright. Next up for our introductions, let's learn of Wok.
Hi, I'm Nix. I play Wok. He is a middle-aged goblin druid who wasn't the best at socialising before this and just likes people even less now.
Can very well imagine. Next up for our introductions, let's learn of Scrungle.
Oh, I don't have my introduction up. I was looking at something else. Hi, I'm Shay. And I'll play Scrungle. She's a goblin barbarian who had a divine connection to the goddess of blight and beauty until an unfortunate incident almost resulted in her death. Though, through her hearty constitution and sheer spite, Scrungle recovered stronger than ever and with the ability to shift to a more bestial form during combat.
Hell yeah. And then, last but not least, let's get an introduction for Zanilla.
I can't even. Hi, I'm Radiant, and I play Zanilla, who is a goblin cleric. She, worked as a church healing houses, doing, minor healing and stuff. She loves to gossip. Scrungle is her best friend, and oh boy, we're in so much trouble.
That's why we're getting all of our giggles out now. So, it has been a little bit since our last session, so why don't we remind everyone where you are? You are beneath the old fortress facility of Zvordagrad. You found the abandoned laboratory, and what lied inside the seeds of this malady, this curse. And as you had set flame to the remains, your knowledge of the Associate Chancellor Malacrius Duskgrove in his part in this plot, you were attempting to make your way out. But you were stopped. The slam of a plate in the iron grating doors that were locked by none other than the Associate Chancellor Malacrius himself. But you have a horde of zombies bearing down on you from the nearby halls as well. You are, quite frankly, in danger. You need to think quickly. Maybe even backtrack. Put yourself closer to the ravening mouths of the horde to try and find your way out. As these doors, old as they may be, as you press against them, hold sturdily. So, survivors, what do you do?
Guys, what do we do?
I think maybe we need to go back into the tunnels. I can get Wriggler to maybe hold them back long enough for us to get past.
Anansi is just pulling and banging on the door.
If anyone would like to maybe
Yes.
their panic, roll for me either an investigation or perception check.
As a free action, can I pee myself out of terror?
Of course. Take an inspiration point for that.
Yes.
Oh, Anansi.
That's because you're banging on the door.
I rolled with disadvantage on purpose.
You know what?
I
I
was thinking
respect
about
that.
doing that.
Anansi, take an inspiration point if you don't have one.
Oh yeah.
I don't like how easy you're handing these out. This is actually absolutely
Yeah.
terrifying. I am
Quick,
shaking.
everyone else pee yourself.
Callus and Zanilla. The two of you find something interesting. There are ventilation shafts. There's a disused furnace here. You're not quite sure where they lead, but it's unlikely that they have a horde of zombies inside of them.
Oh, I go and point that out. Guys, the ventilation shaft.
We can use these to get somewhere else. I don't know where.
Anywhere is
Better
better
than
than
here.
here.
That's right.
Okay, I'm just... Go on.
I'll allow for a history check to see if you might be able to estimate where these might lead.
I'm new here.
Same.
Oh, I'm just
Scrungle.
too busy peeing myself.
You think, perhaps, based on where you're currently at and the route you took to get here, these might lead to the area near the doors that had the fighting zombies before, where you had heard all those voices shouting earlier, before you traveled down the crevice.
Oh, right. I think the events might lead to all the people shouting, you know, the people that we just left. Yeah, them. There. Fun.
Look, If we
Okay.
go there, we might die. If we stay here, we will die.
Okay, I'll take might over will.
Agreed.
Now,
Let's go.
the shafts are not so tight that you will have to squeeze in, but they will only comfortably allow for single file crawling. So I'm going to ask for a marching order. Who do you want at the front? Who do you want at the back? How are you moving?
God,
I
I'm
will.
just gonna.
I'll
Go
offer
ahead.
to go at the back and poison spray repeatedly behind us.
I'm happy to go in
Oh.
front. I'm
I'll go behind
the
Scrumple.
heartiest, and I'm already missing a part of me, which makes me a bit harder to hit. Because if they go for the same place again, there's nothing there.
Ah, that's super smart.
You're
I
quite
know.
literally a smaller target.
Yes.
I go after Anansi.
I guess I'm fourth.
You sounded disappointed about that.
I was just making sure I was keeping track.
I mean, we could have just been like, "You're the biggest. You go first."
Make a meat shield.
Yeah,
Quite scrawny though.
It's
still bigger.
slender. I'm happy to go first if you'd like me to.
No.
No. They would bite right through you.
Hmm.
I still had a shoulder to cut off.
Very well. Fourth it is.
I love this logic. It's so great. So, as your group moves into the ventilation shafts, you can hear as the horde of zombies is moving in behind you. Just as walk, you're able to pull yourself up. They don't seem to be able to find you currently, and begin beating against the door, much as Anansi had been before, worried that their meal has evaded them. As you crawl through the tunnels, why don't we start with a perception check just to keep yourselves aware of what might be happening.
I was not the right person to go in front.
Oh, I'm not much better.
Sanilla and Callus. There seems to be something beyond just the sort of smell of the acrid smoke from the burned remains of the corpse that still linger on each of you, the scent of fear from the sweat, and the stench, the rot of death. Something else grabs hold of your senses, not quite a smell, but a sound. Soft. It sounds like chewing. And it comes from ahead of you in the ventilation shaft.
I pull on Anansi's pants. Um, and whisper. I hear some sound of chewing up ahead.
I'll like tug on Scrunkle's dress. There's
Hmm?
chewing ahead of us.
Oh, you think there's a meal? I'm starving.
Yeah, same.
Scrinkle keeps going.
Scrungle, do you have dark vision?
Yes.
How far out?
60 feet.
Great. So, you'd start to see this. there seems to be some sort of creature hunched over what looks to be a body in the darkness of the ventilation shafts.
I'll stop and hope no one makes much noise at the sudden stop, but I look back and I don't think it's a meal I want to partake in.
What is it?
It is something hunched over a body, and I can only assume that is either a zombie or cannibalism, both of which I'm not much a fan of.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, maybe we go kill it.
I've never thought I'd ever say this, but I hope it's a giant rat.
I never thought I'd say this, but I hope it's a cannibal.
There's no such thing as giant rats.
I will allow at this moment, if you have a range of 60 feet or more of dark vision,
Uh-huh.
I will allow you guys to make a perception check to see if you can figure out details of what's going on ahead of you.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Alright, so Scrungle and Walk don't get much more than what has already been described. Zanilla and Anansi. It does look to be a undead creature over top of the corpse. But it's a little different than what you have seen from the roving hordes of Arlecha so far. This one seems mutilated. Its eyes seem to be hanging out of the face, unable to probably process anything visually. And it is missing the entire bottom half. It is just the torso, only one arm. It seems very invested in the halfling that it is eating. You may be able to, very carefully, sneak by this thing without needing to fight.
Oh, we can sneak by this thing, no problem.
Oh,
Alright. A little nervous about that.
If anything goes wrong, we just kill it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
okay, that
Alright.
sounds smart.
Yeah.
I will remind you guys that you are, in all technicalities, prone currently because you have to crawl through the ventilation shafts.
Uh-huh.
Just so that way you guys are aware.
Sure.
Should it come to a battle.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to touch my my quarterstaff, which somehow I'm carrying through here, and cast Shillelagh, just in case everything goes sideways.
Yeah, totally. Does Shillelagh have a verbal component?
Yes.
Cool. There's a pause in the chewing noise as the creature lifts its head and looks blindly around. You can see the face now a little more in depth. Those of you with the dark vision, that it is scratched up all across. Go ahead, roll for me. I'm going to say, go ahead, roll for me stealth checks here real quick. This will be a group stealth for a moment.
I am not the best person to go first.
Well, so far this is just a hold your breath, as this thing seems to now be a little aware that something else is in this tunnel. But after a moment of unable to search, hear, smell anything, it will return to its meal. To move forward will be another stealth roll if you are looking to avoid combat here. It is unnerving to be inches away from one of these creatures, so primed and ready to attack. But yet you are able to move by with relative ease. Though, Zanilla, your heart beats quicker when there is a snap of bone just as you are right next to it. Your group makes it past as it sucks down the marrow, and you are able to continue crawling in the darkness. You do not get caught by the torso. And eventually you are coming to a reach. You start to see light coming forward. And as you scrungle at the front, and then the rest of you slowly after, are able to see ahead of you, there is an exhaust shaft with a 15-foot gap, over which it hangs the numerous hungry undead. I'm going to ask for another stealth check here, just to make sure that the undead beneath you don't quite notice you. Oh, very good, very good. Not a single digit to be seen. We like that. The zombies beneath you don't seem to be aware of your presence above them, meaning that you have a little bit of time to perhaps breathe and think about your options. And since you are at the exhaust shaft, you aren't confined to staying in that single row. You have a chance to sort of spread out. Not terribly much. Your area is about maybe 10 feet by 15 feet that you can move within before having to go back into a single file down the tunnels once again. So, from where you sit, survivors, what would you like to do?
Okay, when you say there's a 15 feet gap in the tunnel, and that's where the zombies are hanging around. Like, are we talking
So, you are in the exhaust area, so you are above the room that is filled with zombies.
That's what I wanted to know.
And
okay.
there is
15 feet.
So there's 15, you're not 15 feet above, you are just at the top of the room of the zombies.
Right.
there's 15 feet between where your exhaust ends and where the another exhaust that continues on in these ventilations begins. So you'd have to cover 15 feet or face the horde of undead beneath.
Is there anything on the ceiling or anything that we can like grab it like monkey bars and go across?
Would you like to roll a investigation check?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure, you're welcome to do so. Unfortunately, nothing that seems quite so sturdy to Walk and Anansi's eyes. Zanilla, there are plenty of wires here, going to who knows what, that might, be able to, charter you across, but, Anansi, Walk, you see those and know that anything substantial of weight, any of your party members, would likely cause those to snap, and you'd be amongst the undead beneath you.
Okay, only other thing I can think about is doing the same thing we did last time. Tie a rope on an arrow, shoot it across, and then, ooh.
Yeah,
Go
there's no
across?
way of making sure that that's secure.
Right.
Is there any way somebody could jump across?
If you've got a 15-foot jump,
That's what I'm just
We're also
calculating
prone,
right now.
Yeah,
right?
I don't. My running long jump is 10 feet.
I mean, I could change into something small with a big jump.
I can jump 16 feet horizontally. I know that because of math that I don't know how to do. But I'd need a running start, and we are currently crouching.
Hold on. I'm looking to see what my jump would be if I turn myself into a flea.
Can you turn yourself into anything that can fly?
I mean, I could
Or a rat.
jump,
And
or a
I'm
spider,
sorry, go ahead.
and I can go across the ceiling.
We also need something that can carry a rope.
What if we tie a rope around the cat whack and then have Scrungles throw the cat?
I'm down. Throwing cats.
I could be a cat, yeah, if you want. Or something a bit hardier, maybe like an armadillo. I could make myself into a ball.
I am not the best at. Sorry.
no worries. As you guys are having this conversation, I'll ask for a perception check. Walk, Callus. You hear something. You hear voices that are familiar, coming from, you see torchlight flickering in a tunnel on the other side of the room, beyond this exhaust pipe that you are currently trying to figure out. I would say with your 24 Callus, that it's not just oddly familiar voices. You recall exactly who you're hearing. you hear Luthi and Wolfrid as they are shouting to each other, and it seems fighting. Not against each other, but in combat, maybe against other zombies. You would recognize these as some of the survivors from the Rest and Resin. Perhaps they may be able to help you.
Boy, there's people we know up ahead. They're in a fight. When this thing all started.
Their voices do seem familiar to me, yeah. But how would we get to them?
Wait,
Am I right in
aren't
saying
those
we've got to go?
two?
Do
Aren't
we have
those
to go
the two
across?
that was
Sorry.
working for the bad guy?
No.
No, I don't think they were at the church. I think they were at the pub.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, eventually they got to the church. Because you all got to the church eventually, but yes.
Mm.
They were one of the ones from the original, the pub. Luthi is the surviving noble. The one whose boyfriend got mutilated and then all of her friends died off. And Wolfrid is the guard. Not the Timber Knight guard, but the mercenary that was always drunk.
Can I just check? We've got to get across a 15-foot gulf to get to them.
They are beyond that. 15 foot is just your next part of safety. They are on that other side. If you get their attention, they might be able to assist in perhaps being able to anchor a rope or something else. But they are on that other side, and as you have been made aware of their presence. They're just not in the exhaust. They seem to be fighting. But yes, it is a 15-foot gap that you need to cover to get from this exhaust exit to the other side of the exhausts, tunnels, ventilation systems.
Could I start throwing ball bearings?
Give me... This will be an improvised weapon attack. 1d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
It's great. I was going to suggest to throw a javelin, but that seems a lot safer for both parties.
8.
An 8. As you toss it across, it doesn't quite hit where you need it to. It bounces off of the wall underneath the exhaust, lost
What?
to the ground.
I want to keep trying.
Alright, then we'll do it this way. Roll for me.
Uh-huh.
I want you to roll for me, firstly, another dex check for the improvised weapon, and then I want you to roll me a percentile check. Okay.
76.
Okay. Once is an oddity. When a mysterious ball bearing thrown across a chute with the momentum that it has finds its way to wherever it goes. If once is an oddity, 2 times is a coincidence, but 3 times. 3 times means something's up. And before, it was just hearing familiar voices, but then you see a familiar face. It's a few moments as you're preparing to throw your next ball bearing, Anansi, but you see in the distance Luthi's head peek up from wherever on the other side. As she does so, peeks down and says something. You can hear the voice, but you don't quite hear what she's saying, but probably talking to Wolfred. And she begins to crawl to where she is now on the other side, and talking wouldn't be perhaps calling out quite so much attention to yourselves over the 15-foot gap. You guys are alive. Good.
You too?
Oh, we were following after you guys, so there's others for us. But Wolburn's bringing rope. Do you guys have an idea of how to get across? We can help you.
We were thinking rope, but we didn't have any way to anchor.
Well, you can. It's gonna be tricky on that last one, but toss it this way. And when Wolfram comes up, we can do two-way across, so that way you guys can just move across, like a little bridge or something. Carefully. Wolfred does come up after a moment, and you see the bound coil of rope, and the two ropes are able to cross that 15-foot gap, creating almost the parallel lines that could form a small hand bridge. Now, is Luffy and Wolfred are able to keep on two sides of the rope on their side, properly anchoring it. You will need someone to anchor the rope on your side, at least until it is their time to cross, and they're at the end, an idea. But so far, you've got a way across. And I would say it is going to be either athletics or acrobatics to attempt getting to the next exhaust system. If there's anyone who would like to go first.
Well, are we still in a tight tunnel that we have to be, we have to go in the order?
No, I said before that you're no longer you have 10 by 15.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Okay.
It's still
Well,
tight, confined in height. You're not able to stand fully, but because this is like, it's almost like a chimney of sorts. Like the exhaust comes out, so the tunnel opens up to the funnel. Okay. So you're sitting in the funnel right now.
What I would like to suggest is that since there are 5 of us, and I think Air Genasi being the heaviest should go first, because that way the 4 goblins can hold the rope.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then the lightest one, which unfortunately with a plate armor that I have on, I weigh a total of 125 pounds.
It's gonna be me or Nancy, isn't it?
I'll hold it down.
I don't know. Scrungle's missing part of her arm. She might be the lightest at this point.
I mean, also I can, with the 10 foot, I can jump the distance even if there's no one to anchor it for me.
Yeah, and then the last 5 foot, you'll have the rope, and we can just wheel you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can jump the distance, no problem. But yeah, I have the rope as a fallback.
If you think about it, at that point, everyone else will be on the other side. You could just have Scrungle, rope to 2 sides of the outfit, and attack on Titan, yoink across.
Or just drop down a bit and abseil up, kind of thing.
Good.
This is a fallback. I can jump. Not to
We'll figure it out.
toot my own horn. I really hope I feel the jump though. That'd be funny.
Okay, Callus, go across first, buddy.
All right. Acrobatics.
Or athletics, your choice.
I got 12.
It's a little wobbly. Again, you've only got 2 ropes beneath you, keeping you away from the zombie horde below. But you make it across.
All right.
Go on, Zanilla. If you're the,
Okay, here we go.
if you're,
Okay, that's not bad for me.
13 gets you across fine, though it is still a little wobbly. You only had 3 goblins holding you on one side.
shall I go next?
You go.
Right. Here goes.
Walk, you are, you're a natural when it comes to the art of scurrying. And so
That is true.
you're able to make your way across this with ease. Anansi,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Got the scrungle?
Bloody well hope so.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Have fun.
Nope.
Anansi,
I have inspiration.
you
Hold
do
on.
have
Much fun.
inspiration.
Nope.
Anansi,
Much fun.
Oh, wow.
could you roll for me
Mhm.
a dexterity saving throw?
I sure can. It's 21.
You're about halfway across the gap when the rope sort of, as you're trying to move, doesn't stay as stable, and you begin to slip and fall. But with your 21, you're able to grab hold of the rope so you don't fall all the way down, but you now only have 2 hands on one rope. You can continue your attempt to get across. It will be a higher DC. Again, athletics or acrobatics, your choice. But you have the attention, it seems, of some of the zombies. But they are out of
Well-
reach for now.
Okay. Oh, shit.
I've got an inspiration I can spend on you if you need it.
Oh, 14.
14. There's a burn in your arms as you move across, holding your weight here. You have been running on adrenaline for a lifetime, it seems, as this crisis is never ending. But as you make it to the side, I will say with the help of everyone on the other side that is not holding down a rope, you can be drawn up into the exhaust. Leaving Scrungle.
Right. You said there was like 10 feet of space that I could.
You're still crouched, but yes, there is 10 feet of open area.
Right. I'll go back. Do some stretches as much as I can while I'm crouched. Get as much momentum as I can. Keep hold of the rope and try and jump.
We're going to yank the rope at the same time.
Hell yeah.
As hard as we can.
Normally, this would just be as simple as declaring, but because you are introducing a complication in the fact that you don't have a full standing for your run, I'm going to make this an athletics check.
Oh my god, that's an 8.
Can I spend my inspiration?
You can.
Oh, don't worry, I've got my own inspiration.
Alright, fine. For you.
Save
you
yours
feed
for you.
yourself to
Oh
that
my god!
inspiration.
Can I use your inspiration? Can I please have your inspiration? I'm sorry.
No,
Can I
no,
please?
sorry.
No,
sorry.
no. Please.
only
I'm
my
begging
friends
you.
have. Only my friends have
Wow.
my inspiration.
I
Yeah, go
will.
on.
Oh
Well,
no.
hold on. Inspiration can only be applied once, and it provides advantage. So it does not stack. So
Bye, guys.
so
I love you, Struggle.
Didn't say that before session, did you?
What do we see happening here?
what you all
Damn.
see is as Scrungle goes to jump, the stretching, the moving quickly, holding tight to the ropes in either hand. But the footing at that last moment, it's off. Not enough give on the metal of the exhaust. However, I will say, strength checks, not strength checks, strength saving throws to pull on the ropes to see if you can save Scrungle.
Is the DC low because I'm missing a chunk of my shoulder?
It is a
Liza.
saving throw, Zanilla. I know I said check earlier, but it was supposed to be a save.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my inspiration to do it again. Can I?
Yes.
That's worse. Sorry.
So, at what time? Since I crossed first, I probably would have stayed up front. At what point am I seeing this is not going the right way?
Well, you would have seen where Scrungle was starting to falter almost immediately. There was a small arc, but not enough to cover the distance, which is enough to prompt you guys to pull, not just the four of you, but also Luthi and Bulbrin,
Hopefully they roll
or
better.
Wolfrid. They definitely got something. So I'm gonna do quick math here, real quick. Don't bring that into this. If
Get him
anyone-
out of here.
Hey, you're supposed to
it-
be writing.
Is it too late to tell you how pretty you look today, Faye?
Say yes.
So that's gonna be. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Alright. Oof. And then. Okay.
Oh, Scrungle died without any friends.
So Scrungle is pulled across, but not all the way. There is about 5 feet of rope between the edge that is now being pulled and tugged on and Scrungle where you hold, which means that how tall are you, Scrungle?
I don't think I put. What's the average height of a goblin?
I want to say average height is like 3 or 4 feet.
Yeah, they're quite small.
Yeah.
3.5 feet.
All right.
I'd say Scrungle's about that.
So Scrungle, your feet are dangling down right above the heads of the zombie horde, but you're able to kind of pull them up. But yeah, now it's Scrungle is in a precarious area. What are you guys wanting to do?
Climbing.
Pull.
All right. I'll say with the effort of Scrungle climbing and you all pulling, just roll for me. I'm gonna ask for Scrungle. Give me a initiative check to see how quick you are.
6.
Good thing you're going against zombies, right?
Yep.
You feel the air as you climb upwards beyond where they try and swipe and grab hold of you. They had a 4 on their initiative.
Oh.
So, Scrungle makes it up next to you all. Just barely.
If we've got space, I want to hug Scrungle.
Oh, I look back. Oh, that was terrifying. Never let me do anything again.
This is... I don't have words.
Well, let's get out and we can put a blockade on this from the chimney up in the kitchen. And we can meet back with the others.
So glad you were here, Luffy.
We wouldn't
Wolfred.
be here if we weren't following after you guys. And she gives a nervous but almost camaraderie type nudge against your shoulders as you guys are able to climb back down into the kitchen. You see there are other survivors here, mutilated zombie bodies, and as soon as you're all out, you can start blocking up the exhaust tunnel in case the undead become wise of your escape. And you see that amongst the other figures here, other figures that you remember, there are Menrin, the butcher, and leaning heavily wounded and bandaged against his staff, Lyriandan. So, you are brought back to a safer space amongst the other survivors of the Rest and Resin that had followed you here, and the other figures that are present as well that you don't quite recognize, maybe part of that group you had heard but did not interact with before, as they bring you back through the tunnels. Go ahead and make for me insight checks as you're walking through. Walk, Scrungle. It seems that this is some sort of facility for wellness or observations. An asylum, maybe, that you're walking through the remains of, but it seems that all the cell doors are open, letting people wander to and from with ease. You can hear conversations between survivors beginning to sort of get louder as you approach, before you see the coalition in a central gathering area with a, it seems, leader. A figure with wild eyes who takes your appearance in. But we will have to meet him and his associates after our upcoming ad break. So, hang out with us. We'll be right back to continue our story. But before we head out, I ask that you let the ads run. They're important to us. They help keep our games affordable. But if you want to directly support us, you can always do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen and in our chat room. These donations not just support us at Wildewitch RP, they unlock awesome perks for the entire community, benefiting everyone who play with us for the next month. Those perks include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things. So hang around. We'll see you guys very soon. All right, we are back as you guys have come to the sort of central gathering area. There are survivors here, and their leader seems to have noticed you. This figure with wild eyes. You can see a sort of manic presentation around him. Everything in his outfitting of himself seems to be intentional, but almost frantic. And as he quickly jumps off of the stacked crates he was standing upon and walks over, Lovely, who are these people you've brought to the Angry House? Well, these are the people we were searching for. Everyone, this is the Abyss.
The
what?
abyss.
Hello.
Yes. I am the Abyss, the Abyss, the Abyss. And he rubs his chest as he says his name 3 times.
Are we just glossing over the fact your name is the Abyss?
No,
Or is it Theobis?
no, 2 words. The Abyss, the Abyss, the Abyss.
How does one come upon a name like the abyss? The abyss, the abyss.
I chose it.
For yourself?
Well, it was chosen for me.
Bye.
The demons.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
that's
Right.
fun.
We should
Theo, I think we're getting a little off
Abby.
Great.
track here.
If you call me anything, it is Abby.
Abby.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Abby, do you know a way out of here?
Not yet. We are working for it.
Got it.
But Lovey brought you here, so you're safe. You are friends. The demons won't have you. You can rest until it is time for us to leave.
Are the demons here right now?
Can you see them?
No, you don't see them. They
Can
whisper.
you hear them?
They whisper.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, are you finally catching up, Callus?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But they see. They watch. And they'll tell.
Are they whispering right now?
No. They are watching right now for the walking. The ones that we threw the guards to.
Okay, well, as long as we're safe and we can rest, the demons will keep us safe.
The demons will tell us if there's danger. They've told us so far.
Got
I
it.
must say we are very tired, so any opportunity of a rest would be great.
Yes. You will be safe. You will be safe. You will be safe. And if we need to leave, I will find you.
Oh, all right.
So he will move off, and you can see that he still seems to press against his chest, rubbing it as he again goes back to talking to the others, and seeming to organize some sort of effort here. But Luthi will be able to. We've got one of the larger rooms we've carved out for ourselves. We can sit there and rest for a bit of time, talk, see if you found anything.
That'd be great. I mean, I do have one question for you. What the fuck?
Why did you come after us?
Oh, no, that wasn't my question, but yes. That's a good question.
Because I don't know, after everything that's been going on, it seemed that letting you guys just go off maybe it's the fact that I've lost everybody else. And I don't really know you guys, but you were there when everything went to shit, and well, if you guys were going to be lost, I didn't want to be alone. So I found others who could help, and I made Lyriandon explain everything what was going on, and it was wrong of him to not set right what had been set, so he's here, and we came to find you. To either help or not.
How did you get mixed up with the Abyss?
Yeah, what's that guy about?
Yeah, that was my question.
There's the, we were trying to figure out where you all went, and there was the sort of land bridge over that canyon, so we came and asked the people if they had seen you. They hadn't, but they allowed us passage after some confusing conversation. But, they've called this place Angry House. I guess you can understand some of the implications there. And the Abyss, or Abby, he's capable. He's apparently an adventurer at one point, but something happened to him. He's not quite sure, but some of those instincts are coming through.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah. But you're able to follow after, and it's a sort of communal area. There are a few cots that have been pulled in the room that Luffy leads you to, where there's also chairs. Lyriandon will take a chair almost immediately, leaving the cots available to anybody else who might need it for resting. And Lyriandon will look to the 5 of you. I'm assuming you found the laboratory. Did you?
We did.
Yeah.
Did you make any progress?
Everything was destroyed.
Your patient Zero was still alive.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Hopefully that is enough. He sort of lets his head lean back, closes his eyes. His breathing is labored, much like your own. But as you are taking these minutes and hopefully more to rest, do you have any pressing thoughts or comments for your companions or yourselves?
I'm so glad you're with us, but I wish we didn't have to be here at this time.
Yeah. There are other places we could be.
We just can't see a way where This is all going to end up peachy.
Guys, was it not in the lab a mix of like undead and fiendish stuff that caused this whole thing, right? Or am I pulling it out my arse?
I mean,
Such-
all of it went over my head pretty much, but
It's been such a long day, you've completely forgotten everything that happened. And by that I mean I've actually completely forgotten what happened.
So I was hoping the generous GM would
Yes,
clarify for me.
it
Yes,
was.
thank you.
Please.
Yeah, it was both.
Wanted to make sure I wasn't insane. So finding out that in the lab and then having the abyss being whispered to by demons
yeah, not great
isn't.
prospects.
Yeah, I'm trying to not think about those two together, but there's a lot of correlation and it's starting to bug me. I hope it's nothing.
Assuming that Abby is actually being whispered to by demons and not just a long-term resident of this building, if you catch my drift.
I mean, physical demons, metaphorical demons. Who knows what came first?
I'm sure it's fine though.
You say that a lot. I used
Somebody's
to
got
believe you.
Somebody has got to say it.
That's fair. I no longer believe it, but every time you say it, it does put at ease. I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah, same.
Sleep
Yeah,
on the
100%.
ground.
So before you hit those short rest buttons,
I'm sorry. Short rest.
it is a little bit after these conversations as you're trying to wind your minds and your bodies down to rest when a sudden sound.
Right.
It is a deep bending and creaking of heavy metal. And then another sound closer, smaller. The door to the room that your group had been in. And you see standing there, dressed in old, not quite as well-fitted armor as it may have once been, the Abyss. It is time to
Hello?
go. The demons, it is time to depart. The walking are here. Hundreds. We must leave.
Where are we going, Abby?
We found secret passages, secrets that they lead outwards.
Out of city?
Out of here, into the city. And then from there we leave. We run. The demons can't protect us here anymore.
Not a big fan of the us in that sentence. I'm not running.
You will be eaten. Your mind
Cool.
devoured.
We need to go.
I'm running.
The other inmates and survivors here have unlocked and found passages to a maintenance tunnel. One that will lead you out of Svorgrot and back into Arlecha. The doors to Angry House, to the asylum, are starting to creak under the weight of a horde of zombies, hundreds in strength. The maintenance tunnels seem to be your only option of escape, or you will be overrun.
There goes my beauty sleep.
Yep.
We'll find rest soon.
Yeah.
Like I said, you'll be able to rest this episode.
Just not
Uh,
mechanically.
Yeah. When we get through the doors to the maintenance tunnels, is there like barricade stuff that we can do?
Uh, not in the Angry House. Everything here is, unfortunately, what has been moved away, and what is left is not in a space that would be the strongest stuff has been put towards that front door, which is collapsing. Everything else is made to perhaps barricade against a more fatigued or weaker humanoid, but these creatures are beyond that at this moment. Right now, your best effort is to run and navigate, and you do have a partial map of the area. You might be able to sort of utilize that to help guide the figures down here through the maintenance tunnels into a productive way instead of running yourselves into circles or dead ends. Now there are other, of course, you could still put up the barriers. They're better than nothing. But again, the strongest stuff is already being utilized. So, I will ask for you to make checks of your choice, or if you've spells you would like to utilize, anything that you can do here. Whatever you think would be applicable or helpful, you are welcome to make the attempt. Whether this is athletics, or just running, survival for utilizing the map and trying to navigate, athletics to barricade, insight, whatever.
Can I try and do an insight on Abby? See if they're confident in the plan, if they're a bit nervous, if anything's off.
Yeah, go ahead, roll a insight check on Abby.
That is a 14.
Abby is as nervous and as confident as you had seen him last. And as you're looking a little closer, you're able to tell that the armor that Abby has donned seems to be comforting. He's not pressing the chest as much. Perhaps this is his own armor from, as Luffy had said, his old adventuring days. You can see that there are signs of fighting inside it and along it. You also see that those wide, wild eyes are very much on a swivel, kind of keeping notice of anything that's around. He's nervous, but not in a way that seems for any sort of other shoe to come down, like a deception to be caught, but of a fight that might be incoming, like he's acting on adrenaline and instinct.
Cool. That sort of puts me at ease. I'll just help with the barricading.
Yeah, totally. What is your investigation, Callus?
I'm looking around for any items that might have been overlooked that could be useful to us. equipment, supplies, etc.
You know what? Amongst some of the smaller barricades that are being moved, it may not be much, but it is definitely perhaps something that can be utilized and helpful. You see a crowbar.
Oh, I'll take that.
Okay. Zanilla, walk. What are your survivals looking like? What are you attempting to do there?
I'm trying to look at the route that we're going to take out, and you said about looking at the maps.
Yes, you were given a map that kind of led you down to the laboratory. So you're kind of able to utilize that as well as your knowledge of the city to kind of figure out where you approximate a path from here to somewhat of safety. The panic here is everything's happening so quick. You are in the process of getting ready to wind down, and then everything's starting up again. So, still trying to get that in there. Sanilla, what are you doing?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, I grew up in Elytra, and trying to look at everything that's going around us, and this inside this church, and the map, and everything. But I get overwhelmed.
It happens, not everyone has to go through a zombie apocalypse,
I just wanted to sleep, and or maybe wake up from this horrible, horrible nightmare.
Well, that's your first mistake, is wanting sleep.
It's like this, my goddess, Faye with, Wildewitch. Like, it was like, oh, here's the thing. You can take a long rest. Here you go. Psych!
She said short rest.
I never used the words long rest.
She said short rest.
And even before then, I said you would get a rest this session.
Yes.
Rest, I thought you meant was long rest. I need my second level spell slots.
Well, again, that's your first mistake. So, I will say you guys are struggling a little bit, but eventually you're able to move. I will say that the barricade buys you enough time to make another check here, as you guys are moving through the maintenance tunnels. Whatever check of your choice you would like to make.
Yep, bad as last time. Nope, it's worse.
We'll continue helping with the barricade, but just for
Well-
funsies, I want to say that I
Can I give a help action to Anansi?
I will say that the barricade was something that you had done and moved because, again, the doors were coming down. So...
I know, it was a last minute thing before we run, seeing Callus take the car, then placing a javelin for the barricades.
Hell yeah. Cool. So, but yes, so your next rolls, so the barricade's behind you, but this is what's allowing you to give your, roll. If you're wanting to help Zanilla with Anansi, how are you helping Anansi, which requires Anansi, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm trying to move ahead, not very far, just ahead of the group, carefully.
Oh, that's
Just
not
to
gonna help
scout.
me with my armor. Christ.
So, Scrungle, what does your athletics, translate to?
Probably staying back for the last minute to replace with the javelin, then trying to keep up. Get
Hell yeah.
back to the group.
I'll say that you're able to do so. Walk, what is your insight?
I'm gonna try and identify other people who have also grown up in our lecture, like me, and try to collect their kind of intel on different areas to figure out which way is going to be the best way for us to come up.
Okay. Callus, your investigation.
Same thing, looking for useful things.
Uh,
And now that I see Scrungle running up, I'll toss the crowbar that way.
okay.
This might be useful.
Hits me in the face. Fall down.
It slides right into the missing shoulder. Um. I would say, since you're in the maintenance tunnels with a 16 Callus, you find some abandoned tools that were down here. Most of it is masonry tools, so a lot of chisels, hammers, things like that. I can get you a full list here in a moment. And as well as some there's buckets, I'd say. Yeah. Stuff that you would find, again, in the maintenance areas of behind the scenes.
I will take the mason's tools.
Okay. Zanilla, what is your perception? Oh, do we not have Zanilla?
Sorry. I think as we move and whatever, just keeping an eye out, and making sure that we're not being attacked by anything.
Well, everything that you're running from is behind you, currently.
Yeah, but who knows? There could be something in the front.
Alright. Well, I will say walk with your 20 insight as you move through, not just talking to other Arlechan natives. It sort of jogs your memory from your earlier check. You're able to sort of devise a way to get to the Dirty Penny, which is the lower ward of the city, and connects to the commons, and from there find your way back to safety in the cathedral.
Perfect. I share that with everyone else, our group as well as everyone else, because we're all in it together, really.
Alright, I just included what is in your Mason's Tools kit.
Sweet.
And there were a few of those around. You don't have to limit yourself to just picking up one. But your group is able to move quickly. There is the sound of the secondary barricade breaking, but by that point you are well on your way with a destination in mind. And walk, you're able to sort of communicate this to the ones nearest to you, who communicate it outwards. It ripples until you all move through. And eventually, you are out of the maintenance tunnels and into the Arlechan air. Moving quickly out of the Dirty Penny and towards the commons, avoiding the horde of zombies that are beginning to mass. Go ahead, roll for me a perception check, please.
Nice.
Nope.
Oof. Scrungle, you already did your work. You got us here. Or not Scrungle, Walk.
Yeah, that's good because it was a net one.
Yeah. But it is Zanilla and Callus that spot this. As you're looking around, just kind of taking in your notice here, you find a you see where there is a barricade, another area of survivors in one of the general stores, the Evergreen Trading Post, and you watch in the aftermath of whatever split decision that they open their gates and start waving you and the survivors from the Angry House towards quickly, eyes out in the distance towards the chasing zombies that are on your heels. Do you accept their offer of hospitality as they seem to be waving you towards their safeguard?
I mean, yes, right?
Might as well.
Hello? Okay.
As you pivot quickly and rush in to the Evergreen Trading Post, you hear as all of you make it in, the slamming shut of their barricade as the zombies crash into it. And then the footsteps. Heavy. And you see who is commanding them. This very almost graceful orcish figure, probably half orc, half elf. Very robust build, weathered features with age, as you recognize this is Dratha Ironwood. She is a retired lumberjack and the merchant who owns the Evergreen Trading Post. Normally, she's one to meet anyone in the store with a hearty laugh and a warm smile, but it seems that this crisis has turned her hard and steely, a fierceness as she has taken command of whatever sanctuary she provides here. Those of you who frequented the Rest in Resin would know that she is also a very good friend of Trelif the Tall, the deceased
And
proprietor.
Chalice the Tall is
He
the
was
deceased who?
proprietor of the Rest in Resin. He was the
Oh, yeah. The one who helped us by sacrificing himself.
mhm.
Yeah.
Thanks
So-
for letting us in.
Well,
So glad to see you.
before we get too far into that, and you can notice now that there are others nearby with spear points and crossbows. Any of you been bitten?
Grungle steps like diagonally, so their good shoulder is in front. Not recently.
We're all fine.
Roll persuasion checks, please.
Please pass, please pass.
Oh my god.
Oh God. No.
I had all my good rolls earlier.
Not recently, you say? And none amongst you has turned. It's an interesting predicament you find yourselves in. Care to explain it?
Magic was able to stop the turning.
Cut it out of her.
I would like another persuasion check. Callus, you have advantage for mentioning magic.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Oh, the dice were very nice to me. My screen, that definitely looks like a 3 and a 1.
I don't know. I changed my dice.
Oh no.
Oh,
No, I'm choking.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe.
I can't help that I had a cough before.
Get some water or something.
The water is what caused this. uh, so with a nod to Callus from Dratha, her eyes narrow onto Anansi. Alright, who amongst you was this cut out of? We want to make sure that we're not bringing in any danger to the other survivors here. Her eyes move over.
Nonchalant whistling.
Her eyes will move over to the nonchalant whistling. Was it you?
It was what, me?
Were you the one that was bit and then cut off of?
Maybe. Asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of people in here that if you start turning, it'll become a right meal for you. We don't want that. So if it was you, step up. We can do a quick check over to make sure that you're fine.
look, we'd
Right.
want the same checks, wouldn't we? If someone were coming to us, just let them check you.
Scrungle, do you submit?
Yeah, I'll approach, but I just get uncomfortably close. Staring up at them.
She does a very basic check of the now obvious chunk missing from your shoulder. Wound looks clean. No other bites amongst your group?
No.
Alright. Well, we don't have much here. We have what we got. And, as she gives another motion, the spear points, the crossbows all sort of lower at ease, and there is a general sense of relief here. A quick tour, not that you really need it, since you've been to the Evergreen Trading Post, but now it does look a little different since it is changed into a haven rather than a place of business. You are told that there are nearly 4 dozen other survivors, besides you and your arrival here. And you can see that it includes several mercenaries and guards. Anyone who would like to roll for me history or perception check here?
Right.
They're not Timber Knights, Scruggle.
I don't know that, do I? What's a 0?
That's the only thing that you know, is that they're not Timber Knights.
That they're probably not Timberline.
They
I-
might not be. They might be undercover.
They could be undercover. Now that,
I'm really suspicious now.
One of them could be your dad.
Oh my god.
Anansi...
I have a dad?
He's here? Anansi, Walk, Sanilla, you're able to pick up, amongst the guards that seem to be taking shelter here, as well as assisting, you would notice the insignia of the Sisters of the Amber Axe. They are another noteworthy mercenary crew serving the merchant princes like the Timber Knights. Though the name is Sisters, they are not restricted to any particular gender. The members are a wide variety of personalities, identities. They thought the name was cool.
Progressive.
Hell yeah.
It is cool.
You have been welcomed into this sort of small den. And you have time to rest once more.
But do we?
I will say you can start the process of a long rest, which means you will almost definitely get a short rest.
Can we actually hit the button?
You can hit the short rest button.
Okay, I'm hitting the short rest button to change the mind.
I'm not missing any HP, nor do I have any abilities that come back after a short rest. I simply exist.
I will say,
I got no abilities and no hit dice, so
I will say
Hold on.
that a short rest covers at least an hour. And there is something within your pack that needs an hour.
What have you got?
It's not what do I have, it is what do you have?
Oh, what does Callus have, you mean?
Oh, I believe Zanilla's the one that's holding on to this.
I'm trying to... God damn it, did I actually put it in my inventory?
Well, I would hope so. You got scrolls.
I know. Oh, yes, the meal thing, the hero's feast. I would like to cast heroes. We should do that, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I go ahead and I pull out the scroll and I go ahead and think of the most delicious meal you've ever possibly thought about. I mean, roasted chicken, roasted meat, the side dishes and everything else, and delicious vegan dishes, delicious vegetarian dishes, and drinks of delicious wine, soda, apple juice, and desserts like you wouldn't believe.
Mm.
Well, before you do this, do you find a place that's not in the middle of everybody else? Because I would like to remind you there are 4 dozen other people here as well.
Oh crap, there's only 10 people. There's only feeds 10 people, right?
I believe so, yeah. It's a very limited number. There is areas where you can
Okay.
find a place to do these. I'm just...
Okay. No, it's just, I'm thinking about who else we could include in this.
Well, you've got the 5 of you. You've got Luthi, Lirianden, Menrin, and Wolfrid, who came with you, so that makes 9. And then 10th one you don't have to fill, but you know, if you want to.
Hello?
Did that not pick up any? Was my thing being weird?
Guys,
I
can you
heard
hear
it.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we pick up the should we invite the leader?
Sure.
Dratha?
Okay. Yeah. Evergreen person, yeah.
Yeah, Dratha.
And as we strategize. Hey, and before she comes in, do we tell anybody about what we found out about Father Dickhead? Oh, sorry.
Don't be alright.
Radiant, 1 of 2.
do we stand to gain anything by telling them? Would they even believe us?
What
What
do
if
they care
we
anyway?
die? Shouldn't somebody know besides us?
If
I feel like
anyone
that's
manages,
relevant to people at the cathedral, not people here.
Oh, okay.
Well,
All right, we invite her and then we eat.
I will say, just so that way your notes are correct. The mastermind is the chancellor, not the father.
Right.
That's
Ch-
the
Chancellor.
Malacrius.
Yeah, Chancellor had it pulled up. Malacrius, yes.
Yes.
Honestly, with a name like that, who would have guessed?
I wouldn't have. I thought he sounded quite sweet.
But and I will also remind you that the cathedral seems to be the largest collection of survivors as well.
Well, say we take advantage of this rest and this place for as long as we can, and when we're ready, we need to head back out.
As soon as we can. I don't know if we have a lot of time to waste,
Yeah.
but we need to rest.
So, Hero's Feast. You must eat for the hour for you to gain the full benefits. During this, as Dratha has been invited to your the meal, Manrin and Luthi will take advantage, and you hear as they try to convince Dratha to guide the group of survivors she has here to the cathedral to join up with the other survivors. If you are wanting to assist in that matters, I will remind you, you know that the city is set to burn from the outside. Orders that you don't know when will happen. Not only that, you now have evidence of who is acting in such a plot, and they too are at the cathedral. It could be worse if time slips away and they are able to do what they wish.
If we're unsure on the timings, would it not be safer for this group to get out now while we go back to the group at the cathedral?
That's the thing. The gates are sealed. The gates to the city.
Right, that's...
Unless we figure out a way past that, getting people out is out of the question.
I mean, if everyone else goes to the gates and tries to find out a way to get it open while we get everyone from the cathedral, but that's placing a lot of trust into a random group that we just met.
Yeah.
Roll for me insight checks. This is a big risk. Each of you kind of come to that idea. You are asking and putting trust into a group that you have just met. But This is a group of 4 dozen, plus the handful of figures you grabbed from Angry House. A sizable crowd that you could bring back to the cathedral, stand against the Chancellor, who has had all this time to perhaps influence those that are still within its walls. And if he is influencing them, it is likely not for anything good. It is a risk, but you could have allies in this fight. If it comes to that. Maybe with a crowd of this size, you could talk reason. Or at least intimidate into a more defensive stance. Just an idea.
I don't think splitting is the answer. I think bringing everyone to the cathedral is the answer.
I
I
agree.
think there's strength in numbers.
And if Chancellor Dickhead, as Zanilla put it, is there, then he's spouting ideas that don't need to be spouted.
I'm down to go back to the cathedral.
If we're going out, let's go with a bang.
I don't think we need to go out. Not entirely. Lyriandon speaks up. I think I can't promise anything immediate, but I think that I will be able to perhaps work on devising a cure. It would be better if I had anything of Shivanka. But you said that there was nothing left, yes?
We burned it.
It will be a more trying task, but one that I'm committing myself to. Does us no good to lie down in the snow like dogs. With an idea for a cure, and a need to persuade Ratha to leave the confines of this small sanctuary. We'll see how our story continues after our upcoming ad break. Go ahead, hang out with us. We'll be right back after our ads, but if you could let them run, that'd be great. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can do so through my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen and in our chat. Ko-fi donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community throughout the whole next month. These perks include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, all sorts of fun things. But we'll see you guys very soon. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and okay, my links did not go down. So you have the potential of a cure to be devised by Lyrianden, but it seems that without Shivanka's corrupted flesh, that cure would be very hard to make. Maybe even impossible, but Lyrianden is going to try. You've been discussing amongst yourselves, going back and forth on convincing Dratha about the server, making the survivor, or encouraging survivors to get to the cathedral. Why that would be a good idea. Why it wouldn't be. Why what could be done. But it will need an actual persuasion roll. I will say you are all welcome to roll into that because you were a good, decent amount of your group was partaking in that conversation. So.
So persuasion or perception?
Persuasion. Sorry.
I don't think I said anything, so Scrungle was just sitting there with puppy dog eyes and doing like
Uh-huh.
the cute finger thing.
I hate it.
I have an emoji.
I know that you have the emoji.
Here it is.
Been used before.
It's perfect.
Alright. Okay. Yes, we'll see what we can do, but we'll finish up resting first, and we'll need to find a way to get through the commons all the way out to the cathedral. But I hear the arguments you're making, and I must agree that perhaps it would be best. After the Heroes Feast is concluded, that first hour, as you are still kind of gathering your strength and taking a bit of rest and ease, longer than so far perhaps you have been afforded. If anyone would like to try and perhaps look around the store, maybe for interesting items of yourself, for yourself, as well as perhaps in the areas outside for the potential of ways to get through the city, you are welcome to make for me investigation, perception, stealth rolls, whatever you'd be doing.
Oh boy. That's it for me. I'm gonna go.
Anansi, were you focusing your efforts indoors or outdoors?
No, I was gonna go outside.
If my audio's dipping, because I thought I saw that earlier, just let me know. It could just be my voice. But, there we go. Okay. Anansi was heading outside. Got a natural 1. I will keep that in mind.
Hold on. No, I don't feel right. I don't do this like ever, but I'm gonna. I'm
Okay.
gonna give myself I've just been struggling a lot. That's much better. 19.
Okay, so Anansi goes outside with a 19. Callus, where were you focusing your efforts, inside or outside?
I was intending to go outside as well.
Totally fine. Nancy, outside. Callus, outside. And then, Scrungle, where were you focusing, inside, outside?
Stay inside.
Okay. And Walk, inside, outside?
Inside.
Alrighty. And
Rachel
then
Burnham album.
Zanilla, inside, outside.
Inside.
Cool. Alright. So I think because the inside is going to be a lot more exciting for our players, that we're gonna hold off on that one.
Oh, okay.
Outside. Well, you know what waits for you outside. The roaming undead, the sort of embers of the riots, and as Anansi and Callus, you move through the streets, you are able to just kind of keep a small perimeter, keep your eye out. You're able to avoid drawing attention, but you do find something. The two of you are able to find an alleyway that leads from behind the trading post all the way to a abandoned warehouse. And from that, it is right against the wall of the House of the Divines. From there, you could navigate the narrow streets to the cathedral's courtyard and side entrance. You have a fairly straightforward path ahead of you. Inside, as idle minds, wandering eyes, and perhaps maybe a bit of self-preservating interests, you find that there are, in the storerooms, of course, dried foods and goods that would be great for feeding the survivors, not just here, but at the cathedral. But walk and Zanilla, unfortunately, Scrungle, you're just seeing the dried food. You'd find stores of healing potions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this will be very useful.
How many? And is it common healing?
Well, they definitely look to be healing potions. You see, two of them are in a larger bottling, and then there are another 5 that seem to be of a more standard size.
Okay. And I turn to Walk and I'm like, okay, the regular standard size, one for each of us. The larger one, we give one to Callus and the other. Do you want the other one or?
Oh, I don't know.
Or should we give it to either Scrungle or Anansi because they can't heal?
Yeah. Maybe Scrungle. I mean, she's already taken quite a lot.
Okay. Okay. And I redo that.
Okay. So you seem to have some healing potions. It would be on your way back into the to the provisions store, Callus and Anansi, that I'm going to ask for a perception check. You're like right at the back door. You're about to enter it.
Dope.
Anansi, you see it.
Hmm.
It is a singular arrow with a bright flare its tip as it is sent towards the dirty penny. And then another. And another. It seems that your rest is coming to a short close as the burning of our leche is beginning.
Kinda hitting Callus on the leg as I'm watching them.
Oh!
Bad.
Very bad. We're out of
We
time.
gotta go. We gotta go.
It is quickly at this point that Walk, Scrungle, Zanilla, you are able to spot where Callus and Anansi are, but they're frantic. Perhaps the joy of finding the healing potion is not quite enough to quell whatever is happening outside, because soon everyone here is needing to be picking up what they've got and heading out. But you are able to quickly meet up and make those exchanges of the health potions. And Callus and Anansi are able to tell of what you had seen.
Oh yeah, that can't be good.
No, we have to leave like an hour ago.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Thankful to your previous scoutings, Anansi and Callus, you are able to direct the survivors through the area. There are not much undead here, so you're not having to worry. It is a quick scramble, people holding on to their last remaining sentimental items or items of value, food, and other goods, things that can be traded in the aftermath of this. As you travel through the warehouse and over the wall, through the narrow alleys, you see the cathedral quickly rising up. There are going to be guards there, you're sure of it. Roll for me insight checks as you move through.
And we're back.
Zanilla. Ooh. It will hit you that Malacrius is likely going to want to keep you out. You probably don't want to be spotted by him.
Well, I share that and I go, okay, what if, if we're gonna go as a crowd, right? We just make sure that we're kind of in the middle where people can't see us.
I'm good at that.
I will say you have advantage on your stealth checks to avoid his detection because you are in a crowd.
Stealthy as
Oh,
heck.
thank you for rolling high.
There is chaos at the gates as this massive crowd presses against trying to get in. Malacrius and his guard are refusing to open the door. And there, for a moment, Zanilla, you think that he has spotted eyes on you in the crowd, but it seems that he is just looking over in your general area. You may have read a little too into it. But you hear the calls, proof that they are not infected. Dratha will begin moving forward. I've checked everyone that came through my provision shop, and I've even brought, of course, supplies. Needed ones. for medicine and for safekeeping. It seems to be enough, though, to Malacrius's disdain. It is a flood that moves inside, and now that you are in the church, the cathedral, it will not be quite so easy to avoid detection. You have to be quick. You know that the fires in the Dirty Penny have already begun to rise. You can see the orange glow against the dark clouds in the sky above as you look back towards the city. But go ahead, roll for me insight or perception checks here. There is so much happening here. Tensions are beginning to arise between the survivors that were here previously and the new ones. The figures of Angry House are perhaps a little, getting a little anxious. And Malacrius, of course, is somewhere around here, waiting, wanting. But there are people here. People that you can sort of turn to your side, perhaps, or at least turn against Malacrius. Try to rally them, maybe get them prepared to escape the city, or at least try to. Enough of you might be able to break through the seals on the gates, or rise enough to climb the walls. What do you do, survivors?
We just, I don't know, shout out an announcement and try and get everyone? Should we go like person by person? Should I run up and punch that guy in the face so he can't talk about us? I don't know.
I'm scurrying through the crowd of people. The city is burning, we need to get out. The city is burning, we need to get out. The city is burning, we need to get out.
I see what Anansi's doing and I do the same.
Ditto.
I'll ask for persuasion checks from everyone doing that.
How fun. Alright.
Hey, that's not bad. My negative persuasion skill.
Okay, so as this happens, you hear a few people starting to echo. Hey! What's this about the city burning? I thought you said we were safe here! And they're directing their attention towards Malacrius, who is up at the top, it seems, with a tense conversation with Father Aiden. And you can see guards that are closing in on the father, looking to try and restrain him like you had seen with Miriamdan when you entered in the first time. Perhaps Father Aiden is at risk of being arrested here.
Uh-oh. What do we do? What do we do?
Well,
I don't think the plan should change. We get as many out as possible.
well, they don't seem to be heading out. They seem to be questioning Malacrius. You might be able to, and I will remind you, you have evidence of this, turn them against whatever Malacrius has sold them on.
Just to keep their attention away from Father Aiden, could I run up and, like, slide across and catch one of them on the ankle with my dagger?
Oh.
Go ahead, give me an attack roll, please.
I don't know. I don't know. This is awful.
The attempt.
Oh no, you got advantage.
Wait, they didn't see me coming. Can I?
Well, chat redeemed an advantage for you anyway, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Please roll
I mean,
good.
it's better. It's a 13.
13. Not quite enough to catch the ankle, but it definitely gets the attention of the guard. Hey! What you think you're doing there?
Distraction.
And at this point, Malacrius, who is nearby the guard and nearby Aiden, will see you enunciate. And this is one of the co-conspirators. I was working with Aiden on treason. Arrest her as well.
Yeah, what about you keeping quiet the literal burning of this city that is happening right now?
You can roll for me your choice of persuasion or intimidation.
They're both real bad.
I'm just gonna pre-redeem an advance. Oh, there's a cooldown. Can we wait 1 minute and 52 seconds before she rolls?
I already rolled.
I will say, if anyone has inspiration, you can apply that to other players' rolls.
Yeah, I don't have it.
You can have my inspiration.
Use it well, please.
Oh my god.
Come on.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening.
This
I
is
like sage my entire
sad.
setup. I need to set my computer out in the moon.
I'm sorry, I got your dice
Something.
sick.
Yeah, thanks, Faye.
It's all my fault. So, you don't seem to... You don't seem to win over anyone, but you definitely have the attention of the room here. Maybe, for all of you, this would be the opportunity to try and, again, sway over the crowd that had been left in the church, in the cathedral.
All you need to do is look. You can see it.
There
Fire.
have been fires from riots all throughout the crisis. Pay no mind to this treasonous goblin.
The entire dirty penny.
Can I run up to Malacrius and just jump up behind him, and with the crowbar that I got from Callus, just like have it like in his mouth like a muzzle, then me behind him, just to stop him from talking and give everyone here a chance.
Yeah, go ahead, give me, this will be a, improvised weapon attack, 1d20 plus your strength modifier. I will say a, crowbar is similar enough to a club that you can add proficiency if you are proficient in clubs.
A proficiency or weapon, so that's another +2, so a 16.
16. You manage to get the crowbar in between the teeth of this figure, just as he is talking, trying to continue braiding and tearing down Anansi's attempts to rally the people. And I will say, this has caught the attention of the guards. There is going to be a reaction here. Inevitably. You all have one attempt to either sway the people to your side with persuasion, intimidate them into seeing what is actually happening here, maybe even deceive them, your choice. You each have one chance to roll here before the guards move in.
Okay, the GM, remind me. You said we had evidence against Macarios?
From being one of the co-conspirators in the laboratory that created the patients here, that created the sickness, yes. He was working down there,
Okay.
and you grabbed those documentations. If you
Okay.
utilize those, I will provide you advantage on whatever roll you make.
Okay, I would like to go ahead and um get on. Is there a chair or table that I can stand on?
There's plenty of things you can stand on.
Okay, I
Other
stand on
survivors, too.
and I take out the paperwork and it says, "Listen, everybody. I know it's been really hard, but there's a reason why all of this happened, and that reason is that man right there. He's been experimenting on people and created the patient zero. All of this is his fault, and right now he's letting our city burn. We need to get out. Please help us."
You have advantage.
Oh, natural 20. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Do we
-1.
still have the letter that we found on the guard in the sewer? Yeah? I'm gonna hold that up. They sealed the gates. They never meant for anyone to get out. But with enough of us, we can.
You have advantage on your attempt to sway the crowd, whatever it may
We
be.
can't even look.
Go on.
I swear. I don't even. Because I'm a goblin.
It's because you're not from around here.
Yeah.
It's that
I mean, I
transient.
tried to blend in.
Yeah. They can tell your accent's not quite thick enough.
I tried. I'm not very good at this.
Scrungle, Callus, Walk, do you say anything?
Yeah. I say, look, you know me. Or at least if you don't, you've seen my face around. You've come into my shop or I've come into yours. I've got no reason to lie to you. Neither have my friends. Say Scrungle.
What the fuck?
Please. All we're trying to do is save you and save ourselves. Because individually we've got no hope, but together maybe we can. Doing a persuade.
Yeah. You know what? You're saying things that translate to people. Go ahead and have advantage.
Yes.
Wow, she really wants this to work.
It didn't.
Oh, wow.
It's not that I want things to work. I'm rewarding, playing to what's going on here.
Like, Callus would kind of insert himself here and say, just look at the evidence. It's clear. They either want us to burn or they want us to turn.
Damn,
I
the
can't be
rating.
trusted.
It rhymes, so it has to be true.
Go ahead, take an inspiration for the rhyme. I like that.
Mhm.
But go ahead, make your roll either persuasion or intimidation. It sounds your choice.
19.
19, good. Scrungle, do you wish to say anything?
Yeah, I'll because I'm like holding the crowbar from behind on Malatrius. I'm just like stand on his shoulders so I'm up nice and high, everyone can see me, and say, "We had ample opportunities to leave this place while we were outside, but we came back because you all deserve to hear the truth. It's up to you whether you take that truth and do something with it or stay here like a coward."
Sounds like an intimidation to me.
I have advantage because of my height. I've got a great vantage point.
If you're going for advantage, I'll say you have, or if you're going for intimidation, I'll say you have advantage because you have a guy being garroted
So
by
I do.
chokehold.
Forgot about that.
alright,
That's a
yeah.
19.
Yeah, 19. Cool. There is quiet amongst the crowd and conversation. Shouts. And a figure steps forward. Yeah, I worked at Svorgrot, and the Chancellor, he was there. He had vested interest in the operations underneath. He works at the hospital, and points to a friend, and told me many times of how the Chancellor was come and going. Few days in the dungeons underneath, and no one else was allowed. These people, why are they got any reason to lie to us? And as the crowd begins to turn, those that are closest to where Anansi and Scrungle are, and where the Chancellor and Father Aideen, and all the other more tight-knit loyalists to Malacrius. We're calling for an immediate execution of the treasonous actions of these figures. And points to both Anansi, Scrungle, as well as Father Aideen, Callus, Walk, and Zanilla. And we are rolling initiatives.
Cool. I'm gonna die.
You've got a healing potion.
Have you seen my rolls?
Okay, Scrungle. We need to do
Oh.
rollies.
Oh, do we have the same?
Modifier? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You do have allies, so a lot of the fighting seems to be focused down around the area where your NPC allies are able to assist. However, you will be focusing on you'll have at your focus the Associate Chancellor Malacrius and 5 of his loyal Timber Knights. And so, it will be, firstly, Callus, and after that, it will be, oh, we lost visual on that one, get it out. So it'll be Callus, then Malacrius, then Scrungle, Zanilla, then our Timber Knights, then Walk, and then Anansi, and anything that needs to happen in the environment. So, Callus, first to act, there is Malacrius, still technically grappled and prone by Scrungle at this moment, and the 5 Timber Knights calling for your immediate executions.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up my short bow and shoot one of the Timber Knights. Since they haven't gone yet, I get advantage automatically.
Hell yeah.
24,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and that's automatic sneak attack too.
Beautiful.
8 more.
Alrighty. 8 more into that guy. He is looking absolutely wretched. Super wrecked.
Is there anywhere to hide?
You've got a whole crowd of people here.
Okay, I'll bonus action and try and hide amongst the crowd. Just kind of blend in.
Go ahead, give me a stealth roll.
Oh,
It's a
Alright.
lot of goblins. I'm sorry.
damn it. Oh, wait.
It is Malacrius's turn, and the first thing that he is going to do is try and break out of the hold that you have on him. Actually, you know what?
Try. Oh.
He is going to... Yeah, he actually has to try that. That's that. He's verbal. So, go ahead. Give me a athletics check to maintain your grapple, please.
Oh, it's a 12.
He gets a 19 to slip out of the way, so he moves out of the hold, and that's his action. Bonus action, he's Misty Stepping.
Oh.
So
Cowards!
he is now on the opposite side, closer now to Anansi than you, as he rubs the jaw and Scrungle. If you would like, you can use your reaction here to make me a perception check, please.
Sure. Please, 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 please. 10.
10. You would notice something. In the moments that he moves away from you, you hadn't quite noticed it before, but you can notice it immediately after. There was a stench that dissipates, and you can see now on his belt that there is this bloody pouch that seems to drip with a sort of Icarus putrid existence. Maybe that was the source of the scent. The strange, overwhelming stench.
Cool.
But it is your turn now, Scrungle.
Right, how far away is he?
30 feet away.
Cool. I'm gonna use all of my movement to get up to him, and I'm gonna try and snag that off him.
Okay. I'll say, sleight of hand.
Please, 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 please. 11?
I will make this a dexterity save for him to avoid it. He moves out of the way. Your hand just barely catching near where the drawstrings are, attaching it to the belt.
Cool. I'm going to... Damn it. I'll chance the op attack and move back into the crowd and bonus action try and hide.
He does not take the opportunity attack.
Great. So Stealth, where are you? That's a 6!
Okay, I will keep a 6 in mind.
Thank you. That's all I ask.
Zanilla, it is your turn. You have been called to be executed immediately by the guards here. What would you like to do?
The one that Callus attacked, is the guard still standing up?
Yes.
Okay, can he make me a dex save of 14 as I cast Sacred Flame?
Sure. That's a 3.
Takes 5 points radiant damage, please.
Well, he's no longer standing up.
That's great. That is the end of my turn.
Alright, it is our guards go. And you know what? We're gonna have 2 guards try and grab hold of Anansi. So, Anansi, if you could roll for me either athletics or acrobatics twice, please.
Yep. 10 and a 22.
The 10 you'll be able to avoid because that was a 6. 22 was an 8. So yeah, easily moving out of the way as these two try and grab hold of you. The other two are going to move in towards where they spot Callus and Scrungle in the crowd. And they are going to attempt to attack with their spears. Callus, that is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
For 8 points of piercing damage. Scrungle, that is a 7 to hit.
Nope.
Alright, you're fine. Walk, it is your turn.
Okay, so I need to go back to my character sheet. So I am going to, unsurprisingly, throw down my staff and say, "Wriggle team, bitches!" And then, as my bonus action, I'm going to say, "Grapple them, keep them away from us." And then it is Wriggler's turn. So he is going to go after the. There were two who just went for a Nancy, right?
Yes.
Okay, for one of those.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I need to find it. Oh, no, it's just great. It's just fire constrict, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a roll to hit, and then if it hits, it just happens.
Yeah. Sorry, I get my things confused. Right, it's 14 plus 6. Dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits the Timber Knight.
Okay, so 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning. Two plus 4 is 6 bludgeoning damage, and they are grappled.
Alright. So, that one is grappled. I've got a note of that, as it's now trying to move against where Wriggler has it. But, I believe that'll be it for the two of your turns.
That is, yeah.
Then, it is Anansi, your go.
Okay, I'm gonna try and hit one of these guys.
Alright.
Good luck.
Thank you. Nope.
Oh, what the actual shit?
I don't know.
You've swapped your dice like 2 times already, and they're still being
3
like
times.
3 times. Ooh,
Yeah.
And they're still being like this. Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Well,
Incense,
what are you
baby.
gonna
You
do?
need to cleanse your desk.
I'm telling you.
And nothing else on your turn.
Nope.
All right, it is the environmental's turn, and it will be Father Aiden, who will, Anansi, you feel a warm light around you as you are healed for 9 points from Father Aiden. Callus, it's your turn.
I'd like to stab this man who attacked me.
Okay.
To 21.
Yeah.
I'll bonus action offhand.
Because you are in the crowd, there are many enemies of him here. If you would like to apply sneak attack to one of your hit.
Oh, I would do that. Does a 14 hit?
A 14, I don't believe will hit. Let me double check. It does not hit, unfortunately.
9 more.
Well, he goes down from 1 stab.
Got him.
Alright. It is Malacrius' turn. And does he want to go for? Why go for one when we can go for many?
Oh no.
No.
No, he'll go for one. He'll just go one big. No. Actually, he's gonna hold on to that. He needs that. He's just gonna do a magic missile. Just a straight one. He doesn't like Zanilla. He doesn't like Scrungle. So he's gonna do 2 to Scrungle, 1 to Zanilla.
Ouch.
Scrungle takes 5 points of force damage. Zanilla takes 5 points of force damage. And Scrungle, it's your turn.
Right. Rather than trying to steal the thing off him, I'm just gonna try and brute force yank it. I'm not trying to hide from him.
You do also have the guy that came up to you in the crowd to attack
Oh,
you.
so I do. Bonus action. Goodbye. Go up and try and snag that thing.
All right.
Brute force.
Yeah. That'll be an athletics check. I'll treat this like a contested grapple.
God damn it! 8!
He gets a natural 20. Unfortunately, he moves away.
I keep my hand on it, but I just don't have it. That's my turn.
You have a hand on the belt, but not the pouch.
Yeah. I hit something else. Sorry.
It is the Nilla's turn. You've got 3 Timber Knights. One is wrapped up in Wriggler, and something going on between Malacrius and Scrungle.
I would like to do Sacraflame and Malacrius. Can Dex save 14?
Sure. That is an 18.
Thank you.
Uh,
End of turn.
Our Timber Knights, we've got the one that's in Wriggler's hold going to try and break out.
Yep.
That is a 16.
Yeah, that meets.
Alright, so he gets out, but that is his action taken. The one that was on Scrungle is going to follow after and try and stab you again.
Interrupting the moment, but
Yeah.
okay.
That's a 19.
That'll hit.
That'll be 2 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
And then the other one that's nearby Anansi, is going to try and stab Anansi.
Great, cool. I'm here.
That's a 20.
Yeah.
For 5 points of piercing damage.
How much?
5.
5.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Walk, it is your turn. 3 Timber Knights, 1 Malacrius.
How many of them are in front of me, and could I hit them?
None of them are currently immediately in front of you, but you can easily close the distance on any number of the Timber Knights.
Okay, so I want to try and get a couple of them in. So can I get to a position where I can get 2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will cast a Thunder Wave. So
Okay.
can they make me a con save, please?
We've got a 7 and a 7.
Neither of them make the save, so they take 13 damage and are pushed away from me.
So one of them was the one that was in Wriggler's grasp. As he is pushed away, he just gets ragdoll kill animation right there. The other one is looking very much rough, but still sort of on his feet after being shoved aside.
My bonus action is to say, Wriggler, get that one! And
Hell
then
yeah.
I'm going to ask, Wriggler's going to chase down the one that's still on his feet.
Go for it.
And it's a nat 20.
So, Wriggler can just, like, consume this guy, because he's not gonna survive a nat 20 from your stake.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Wriggler gets a snack there.
Yum,
leaving
yum, yum, yum.
just the Timber Knight near Scrungle and Malacrius near Scrungle. As Anansi will be coming to your turn.
Okay. I want to hit somebody. Who's closer?
They're both equidistant, but seeing that Scrungle is focusing on Malacrius, you may be able to take a flank there.
Flank. Yeah, let's
Perfect
do
plan.
that. We'll scooch in.
Hell yeah.
Does a 13 hit?
Well, he's just a chancellor, so
Mhm.
yes.
Great.
Mhm.
That's 6 piercing, and I can add sneak attack to that, yeah?
You did have advantage. You can add sneak.
I hate these dice. That's 3 more.
I can't believe you've gotten to the point of having to use those dice.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it
Great
is.
dice.
They're too squishy and soft.
It is our
Speaking of something.
our environmental's turn.
We need confirmation on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never answered my question.
Is there anything else Anansi's doing on her turn?
Demanding an answer to the question. That's it.
Exactly.
So, the environmental turn comes up, and this time, Scrungle, you will feel the warm healing light. That will be for 4 points of healing from Father Aiden. And Callus, you would hear a whisper nearby. What are you doing? Now's your chance! As Delana is looking at you. Callus, it's your turn.
I'm still in the crowd of people. Is there a way I can circle around the crowd of people
You could
to where Father Aiden is?
Oh my god.
you could do a bonus action stealth. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'll both action hide.
Yeah.
17.
You feel fairly hidden as you move.
How far to circle around the Father Aiden?
If you're wanting to get into melee, you'd probably have to get a little bit further than your movement, about 40 feet. But you could get to a point where you have a visual on him with 25.
Okay. I'll go around and do that.
Okay, you've got a clear shot.
Yeah, we'll short bow it.
Go for it.
A 14.
You did have advantage because you were stealth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A natural 20.
Oh, wow.
You can add your sneak attack onto that as well.
That gets double 2, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. So that
Oh,
would
that's
be
cool.
29 points of damage as a arrow appears in Aiden's throat just after he finishes the healing spell.
Oh my god.
And he
Why
begins
did-
to choke
I don't-
as he drops to the ground.
Holy shit.
Good.
I cannot believe you actually just did that.
That's awesome.
And
Rickler and I are both wow.
The end of my turn.
it is Malacrius's go. And as he looks around, his figure's falling. Loyalists. Followers. He snarls. As he will risk the opportunity attacks from both Scrungle and Anansi. He moves away.
I'll take it, but can I be stupid and just stab the vial?
You can try. It's not really a vial, but
The thing that has
Yeah.
the thing.
yeah.
Pouch.
Let's add the pouch.
Pouch, that's it.
Yep.
What do I have equipped? A bloody greatsword, sure.
At a 20 to hit.
That hits. Unfortunately, the 9 misses.
Awesome.
4 piercing.
As Malacrius moves away, he wipes the blood from the wound as he pulls forth a scroll out of his robes. And as he unravels it, he sends this massive burst of fire out towards not you, but to the front doors and the barricade of the church. And as the fireball shrieks, it explodes outwards. The smoke fills immediately as things begin to catch fire. There are victims burning, a demolished barricade, and the front entrance open, unprotected. And you see the gates also lie open before the undead. And as you're looking around, all you hear are the roars as they lurch and surge forward as the mass of zombies spills into the cathedral. And that's where our session ends.
Oh my god.
So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry that it went a little long there. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll see you guys in our next stream, but until then, head over to wildewitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump in a game yourself. Keep up to date with all of our announcements. You can find our VODs over on YouTube, and as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.